Overall, the response time is definitely meeting expectations because of the time zone differences. As we discussed previously, it took some time to get used to on both of our parts, I believe. So we were so used to having someone that, maybe an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours behind us, but it was definitely eye-opening for everyone involved. Microsoft Teams actually seemed to help us with the one-off questions or the quick, can you please check this email out and advise? So we've developed our own workarounds with Mitel and ISP. So it's been definitely meeting expectations.
Great. Thank you for the response. Let's move on to the second one. Rate the overall experience working with the ISP team.
Well, it's been eye-opening, once again, on both the GEC3 team as well as, hopefully, the ISP team. For GEC3, initially, we had to pay attention to turn off the ringer when we go to bed at night because of ISP working from midnight our time to 9 a.m. So, and I've tried to be cognitive on the opposite side for ISP because, I don't want to Teams her, in the middle of her night. So that's one thing. The cultural experience of life in India and sharing the different customs and getting to know personally Mitel and the team has expanded personally for me my interest in books and movies about India and just researching some of the places that she's been. Hopefully for ISP and Mitel, after getting over the initial learning curve that is construction accounting with lien releases and who was required to have one and who does not have to have a lien release, our own internal processes of what is uploaded and where and how to respond was probably a learning curve for her, but it's been just an absolute joy. Okay, the tracking sheet that was initially proposed by ISP was too much for my team, mostly me, to keep track of because of the multiple hats that I actually own. Not only being in charge of finance, AP, AR, banking, but also HR and onboarding and hiring. And the sheet got to be a little bit too much for me. But we've developed our own workaround so that the AP inbox we have set up of what ISP handles and what our internal team handles. So that's made life much easier on both sides. And also the technical quality is definitely meeting expectations because of the flexibility and the learning and the process. Every single week there is such great progress that I appreciate. And one of the things is ISP has started to review the statements and make recommendations and research, have we paid this one? Is this an internal one? And just freeing me up because I was literally reviewing every single statement coming in. So that has totally freed me up, and I really appreciate that. Like I said, there's a lot of moving parts with GEC3's filing system, and they have just totally made that process easier.
Great, nice to hear that. So let's move on to the fourth one. Thank you for answering that in detail. So what surprised you the most or made you happiest about the support given by the ISP team in the projects?
The amount of time it is freed up for working on other things and increasing our own productivity internally and the support of our clients and owners.
Okay, great. Thank you. So moving on to the last one. What made you choose ISP's pricing structure over anything else you could have done?
Well, prior to ISP, we actually used an AI program that worked amazingly well, that was around the same price, which is why, human factor, okay, well, I have this great AI program. I don't know. But our vice president actually worked with ISP prior, and he just had glowing recommendations. And I was like, okay, let's try it. Let's go ahead, bite the bullet. Let's do it. While priced the same, ISP has offered so much more due to the human factor. Accounting is a very monotonous job that requires a lot of discipline, which is why, AI was good. However, ISP has built so much value into not only the culture exchange and everything, but the suggestions on process and IT, and they're just a really good sounding board to improve our own internal processes. You don't get that with a computer program. You just don't. And they understand us. So that's what makes it great.
Great. So that brings us to the end of it, but I would like to still add one question to it. So how much do you want to rate ISP if I give you the scale of from 1 to 10?
On the 10, it's not high enough.
That's so good to hear from you. Okay. Well, that brings us to the end of this interview. We got all the questions covered. But definitely this is going to be off record. If you have any feedback for the team that is operating right now, you want me to pass on some of the message that where the team can become better or a little bit better, and do you have any areas where we can work more and bring you more better results on that? So do you have any such information to share with us?
No, Mitel and the team has been very responsive and very open to any and all suggestions. Just keep up the good work. That's all I ask.
Great.